Hello and welcome to CMS Forex News. I'm your market analyst Nick Nassad. Today's Friday, July 10, 2009. The euro-dollar pair for a second straight session showed some big swings as today's trading saw a strong move in favor of the greenback, effectively pairing most of yesterday's rally. Lower stocks in Europe, renewed worries about Eastern European economies, and concerns about the unfolding second quarter earnings season revived risk aversion overnight. The pair slid 180 pips from yesterday's high, finding support at the 1.3880 level, and then saw a counter rally prior to the end of trading for the week. Overall this week showed sideways price action, though the latter half saw much more volatile swings. The yen fed off the overnight risk aversion to post gains against its major rivals. Here, the euro-yen pair wiped away its gains from yesterday, though it did not go as low as Wednesday's support near 127. The pair hit a low following a worse-than-expected U.S. consumer confidence release, which we will get to later. For the week, the yen has been a strong performer as risk aversion has been a major theme. From Monday's open, the euro is down 530 pips against the yen. The yen was also up against the pound and dollar. In the UK, the prices that UK factories received for their goods fell 0.2% in June and are down 1.2% on the year. That is the biggest annual decline since 2001 and shows that the recession continues to sap inflationary pressures in the UK economy. With stocks sliding in London and risk aversion back, in addition to weaker producer prices, the pound fell in today's trading. It broke a short-term line of support and fell to the 1.6160 area in New York afternoon trading. The pair is set to close the week below the line of support turn resistance that we have been watching the past several weeks. Turning to U.S. fundamentals, the UMich Consumer Confidence Index fell more than expected in the July mid-month release. The index slid to 64.6 from June's 70.8, as both the current index and the expectation index fell modestly. This confirms the data seen in the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index, which also disappointed forecasts on the downside. The continued increase in the unemployment rate is mainly responsible for the dip, which follows 4 months of gains in the index. The U.S. trade deficit narrowed in May to its lowest level in almost a decade, surprising forecasts that had expected the deficit to widen. Exports rose for the first time in 3 months, up 1.6%. Imports, meanwhile, fell 0.6% as the U.S. imported less foreign crude oil even as prices rose, reflecting lower demand for petroleum. And in a third release, U.S. import prices rose 3.2% in June, the 4th straight month that prices have climbed. The resurgence of oil prices were the main factor pushing up import prices. That increase surprised forecasts on the upside and was the largest jump in import prices since November of 2007. In Canada, the economy shed about 7,400 jobs in June, a figure that was about 1/4 of expectations. The unemployment rate rose to 8.6% as more people began looking for work. While full-time employment continues to trend downward, it is being offset by gains in part-time work. A second release from Canada showed the trade deficit there widening to 1.4 billion Canadian dollars as exports plunged 6.9% and imports were down 3.5%. Weaker trade will hurt economic growth in Canada, as that is usually a strong sector for growth. The US dollar-Canadian dollar pair rose overnight, but the greenback's rise stalled at the 1.1675 area, which is short of Wednesday's peak. The pair, though hitting a 7-week high at 1.1725 this week, otherwise showed sideways trading. As long as stocks and commodities, as well as the outlook for the global economic recovery, remains weak, the US dollar should be expected to gain against its Canadian counterpart. Next week, we'll bring inflation data from the UK, US, the Eurozone, and Canada. Other important releases will include the US retail sales, Germany's ZEW Economic Sentiment Index, and UK employment data. And that concludes our coverage of the Forex market for this week. Thank you for joining us here at CMSFX.com, and from all of us here at CMS Forex, have a great weekend.